Hi guys, welcome to For Swing Traders. My name is Martin Ravets, and today I'm actually very excited because I decided to share with you my complete analysis, technical analysis for all the major and minor pairs, okay, Forex pairs, for weekly and daily time frame. Okay, so all the major and minor pairs, technical analysis, weekly and daily time frame, with focus on identifying major structures. All right, so main areas of reversals. All right, so where we have to pay attention. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about how to enter, but I'm going to give you the zones where you can enter, where you could enter with your entry technique. All right, so if you're interested about our For Swing Traders entry technique, we have a complete course there. It's a 3-combo strategy, but for now we'll just talk about major structures. All right, so let's start with euro dollar, and let's start on a weekly time frame. So overall, the euro dollar is in a bullish trend still. So impulse leg retracement, impulse leg, and now we are expecting a retracement. All right, and you can see that price is having some troubles right here, a lot of wicks to the upside. That means there's a lot of sellers are coming into the price action. So I'm expecting price to retrace back to this 20 and 36 supportive EMA. All right, so if you have a question what kind of EMAs I use, it's EMA 20, 36 and EMA 200. All right, so what is the meaning of them? We're covering in the course 3-combo strategy. If you're interested, there's a link below, or you can also download free ebook. It's actually a blueprint how to trade with moving averages in a trend, in a range, and in a reversal. So there's a link below. Okay, but back to the point. I'm expecting the price will retrace back to this mean reversion, and we'll be looking for buying in this area. More specifically, there's also some structure on our lower time frames, and you can see right here it's a very powerful supply and demand zone in combination with EMA 200. So this is a buying area, okay, for me. But for right now, price, it's clearly in consolidation. There's sort of a zone, okay. It's sort of a zone, and we're looking for break to the upside or to the downside if you want to continue short right here or buy right here. But overall, the major structure I'm interested is buying in this area. Okay, so USD Swiss on a weekly time frame. USD Swiss is actually highly correlated to euro dollar, but opposite. So when the euro dollar is moving to the upside, USD Swiss is moving to the downside. Okay, so they are negatively correlated. So this is just a quick tip. All right, but anyway, on a USD Swiss weekly time frame looks pretty bearish right now. So this is impulse leg and retracement, and right now actually there's nothing major going on. But the next structures are, of course, this one. Okay, this is the low. Okay. And we will have to go on a daily time frame to spot more cleaner structures, right? And the next structure you can see is right here. Okay, this is not the most obvious one, but the zone is right here, here and here. Okay, and we're interested into selling right here and buying down there. Of course, have in mind that this is a bearish trend. Okay, bearish trend, lower low, lower high. So buying right here would be against the trend. All right, against the trend, right? And shorting up here, we have also EMA 200. You can see some structure, but this, have in mind, this is not the major structure. Okay, this is minor structure. All right, minor structure. So what's a good structure, what's the best structure, we cover in details in the 3-combo course. All right, it's pretty in-depth topic about that. So pound dollar is still in a bullish weekly trend, but price is currently sort of found this. So this is higher high, higher low, and price created sort of a lower high. Okay, this high is lower than this one, so we'll see. Again, pound dollar is also somehow correlated to euro dollar positively. That means when the euro dollar moves to the upside, pound dollar should also move to the same direction, right? So on a weekly time frame, there's nothing major going on, but on a daily time frame, we can see that price is somehow consolidating between these areas. So if you're interested into buying pound dollar, this is the area to look for. And if you're interested into selling, you should wait for this resistance line, all right? Resistance line, like that, okay? So, but have in mind the overall trend is still bullish, so be careful shorting, okay? And also buying is right here, right? So we might also find some trend lines right here are very powerful, okay? So when the price retests this trend line, there might, if we get some sort of a bullish price action, this might be also opportunity to buy, okay? It's a minor structure. We can go on a lower time frame, okay? You can see how structures are very obvious, okay? These are all supports right now, so support, okay? Okay, so that's it. Let's move on USDN. USDN actually created, as you can see from the price action, here's a pretty noisy, but right here, this symbols like is pretty straightforward. And if you're interested trading on a weekly time frame, the safest area to buy would be this weekly low, okay? But that's it on a weekly. Let's go on a daily time frame. If you're interested into daily time frame, from this price action point of view, it's sort of an exhaustion movement, okay? So this is not a clear downtrend, and you can see that by that impulse legs, these impulse legs are not so strong and retracements are getting stronger. That means there's a there's a lot of, I mean, there's imbalance in buyers and sellers, meaning there's quite a lot of buyers coming into this bearish trend. So we don't know what's going on, okay? And here's a very good lesson which I learned quite late, is that profitable trader needs to know when not to trade, all right? So if the price action is not clear, we have to pass on it, all right? So for example, right now daily time frame is not clear, it's not precise, okay? So we're just waiting for this price action on a weekly time frame to be hit, this support, okay? USD CAD on a weekly time frame, we've got here a lower low, lower high. We thought that we'll get sort of a continuation to the downside, but this low was higher than this one, and this high is higher than this one, so there's a potential to the upside, all right? And price is right now sitting on a, actually you can see on a daily time frame on a exact structure. I mean, it's a resistance which acts as a support right here, so this is a potential area to buy in right here, okay, in this area. And that's it. That I would say that's it for the USD CAD for buying. But for selling, here's a resistance zone, but be aware this is against the trend, this resistance, okay? So be careful selling in a bullish trend and be careful buying in a bearish trend, okay? So USD CAD is sort of on a potential area to go long, and you can see also EMA 36 is pretty well respected, okay? So this is for USD CAD, Aussie dollar. On a weekly time frame, Aussie dollar looks very nice, all right? So if you're interested into buying immediately the trend line, this trend line is very, very powerful, all right? And when this trend line will be hit, we are looking for buying weekly candles, all right? So that's it. So, and for selling, here's a resistance, okay? So you can see price is sort of a squeezing. We might get sort of a inside movement and then break to the downside or to the upside in the upcoming year, all right? So that's it. I would just stay with the weekly. Daily, I believe it's pretty noisy, so nothing interesting in. We're looking for clean and precise charts, all right? This is the goal, to become profitable, to really to look for clean charts, clear swings, all right? So Euro Swiss, this movement is very strange. This is sort of a sideways exhaustion movement, very strong movement, and then now continuation. So there's no if you would say that this is a bullish trend, look, I don't know. This is, for me personally, it's a mess. Okay. Daily time frame. Here's some resistance. Indeed, yes, some resistance. And if you're interested selling it, this might be an area. But still, for me personally, this is a messy chart, so I'm not going to waste any second more for this pair. All right, I'm just going through all the pairs to show you everything. All right. Euro pound has been consolidating. This is weekly time frame for like half a year, right? And we are simply waiting for the range is better seen on daily time frame. So here's the support, all right, and you can see price just bounced out of it with nice pin bar. Okay, continuing to the upside. So this is like that. And here's the resistance, all right? It's sort of a wide box, okay, wide box. So what we ideally prefer is break to the downside or to the upside, okay, to the upside or to the downside, okay. So break and then enter on a retest of it, all right. So this is for euro pound, nothing major. Euro yen. On a weekly time frame, we've got sort of an exhausted trend right here, and now impulse like breaking this sort of a trend line right here. Okay, and if I'm going to a little bit too fast, if you're not following the what I'm speaking and drawing, watch it twice or pause between the pairs. All right, I just want to be as fast as possible because this analysis might take like half an hour or more. All right. So this is the impulse lag, sort of a break in this trend line, and on a weekly time frame, there's no clear structures in front of us, very nearby, and for that reason, we go on a daily time frame, and you can see price is just muffling right here. It's sort of a box, or we could say it's a box. It's like that. I mean, price is just consolidating, and a lot of amateur traders are trying to make decisions in such a market. It's not advisable, right? It's not recommended because it's just a noise. We're looking for breakouts, okay, to get a clean and precise point of view on the market. So euro yen is, for me personally, not interested at all, right? And guys, if you have any questions about specific pairs or even stock, or any asset, let me know in the comments, all right? Or if you have any analysis for any pair, let's say on a lower time frames, reach me through an email, right? Or through the live chat on a forum, okay? We'll discuss it, and I'll give you more in detailed analysis, all right? So EuroCAD is very interesting one, because EuroCAD, you can see here's the resistance, right? And price just reached that, okay, and you can see price is respecting. Price couldn't close above this resistance, okay, and this is a very good sign. And if you go on a daily time frame, you can also see here sort of an exhaustion movement. This impulse like is became weaker and couldn't break this high, and now bearish price action is in front of us, and we'll see. I mean, I'm interested in to break of this trend line, right, and then selling below there, right? But this is very, if we have to remember one pair from this video is EuroCAD, right? So Euro Aussie, pretty much the same. I mean, highly Euro Aussie, EuroCAD, highly correlated. The resistance zone for Euro Aussie is not so it's too wide, all right, so it's hard to trade based of that, all right. So I would keep it like that, okay, because of this swing high, and I would ignore this one for right now. But on a weekly time frame, we've got impulse like retracement, impulse like, and now it's exhausted trend. So if you're trying to short, you have to do it on a lower time frames, like 4 hourly, 1 hourly, 15-minute time frames to short this kind of a pairs, right? But have in mind that counter trend trading or reversal trading is very aggressive, all right, and most traders fail doing it. All right, it takes a lot of practice and time. Okay, but you can do it. Look, you can do it. Just don't give up. All right, traders. All right. So daily time frame, actually I can draw here. Here's a trend line, and I'm simply waiting for price to break this trend line and then find an entries to the downside after the break. Or I mean, I'm not even interested into buying Euro Aussie because it is so high. You can see this trend. The Euro Aussie is so high, I'm not really interested into buying it, to be honest, because buying too high is dangerous. Okay, but still there's some structure zone. Okay, we might get something like that. Okay, it's a pretty wide box, not high quality. It's minor structure, right? So that's it. And now let's move to Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand is actually just consolidating. This is daily time frame. It's just consolidating and making sort of a wedge triangle, however you want to call it. And if you're interested into scalping, I mean, scalp out of this area, support, resistance, and or you wait for break of this trend line or break of this resistance and then involve into a bullish or bearish movement. Okay, after the break. Okay, so Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD actually reached a pretty solid area, which is not seen by many traders. And you can see here's the price action. Price heavily dropped and dropped exactly on a very good area. It's sort of a supportive trend line. It's sort of a structure right here. It's a minor structure, but there is a structure. It's a support. So let me change the color for you. And here's also EMA 200. Okay, EMA 200, this magenta or purple line, right? And now we are looking for bullish price action to get into this bullish movement. Okay, we might not get it. Look, we might not get it. As a traders, we always are playing with probabilities, but we're on a sort of a strong support, and we're looking for price to make some bullish price action to get into the movement, sort of targeting these highs with the last positions. All right, so that's it. Also this one is pretty good to remember, right? Okay, Aussie Swiss on a weekly time frame, it looks sort of a mess. But if you're interested into buying Aussie Swiss, here's the very good support. I'm looking for price to reach it and looking to buy. And for selling, here's a resistance zone. But still, I mean, this is very far away, right? On a daily time frame, it looks like a mess. Okay, I'm not interested into its impulse like exhaustion. It's pure mess, all right? So this support is my next target. Okay, Aussie yen on a weekly time frame, this support was actually broken very, I mean, it's really interesting how such a strong support was just broken very easily, and now it's a retested. Okay, you can see it's a retested, broken, retested, but still it's a very late. I'm not interested in selling right here right now. We'll see what the market will bring, but if you're looking for another structure which is very relevant, is this swing low, which will act as a resistance. All right, and this might be a good area to sell. Okay, Aussie New Zealand in a bearish downtrend. You can see prices making lower low, lower highs. Still, you can get into a bearish downtrend because the next support, strong support, is right here. Okay, so there's still room to the downside. Okay, so that's it for Aussie New Zealand. You can see for some of the pairs it's really hard to talk because the price action is just messy. All right, it's just messy, and we might wait for the retest of this 36, so price will return to 36. There's some resistance like trend line, so we might be looking for entry right here, okay, to get into that bearish movement, right? Okay, so we have quite some pairs to go, guys. Take a short break. Let's scratch a little bit, drink some water. All right. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Aussie, New Zealand. So Swiss yen. Let's start with Swiss yen. We've got a very strong weekly impulse lag, breaking this support. Okay, this support was broken, and the next support is these lows. All right, weekly support. But on a daily time frame, we can see that price is making lower highs, so this might be even a lower time frame. We should do a lower time frame analysis, like 4-hourly time frame, and you can see price is making lower lows, lower highs, lower highs. But right now price is having sort of a troubles breaking to the down, making new lows, and you can see also this trend line very respected, so this might be a key decision area, so whether price will continue to the downside or will break to the upside and enter sort of a correction. All right, correction on a daily time frame, retesting these highs. Okay, so it's a look, trading is waiting. Okay, so many times we're at the areas where we have to wait in most cases. Okay, so we'll see. Okay, but if you're interested into buying here down there is a very good thing, right? CAD Swiss, pretty much the same. They're correlated, right? The strong support is right here. The weekly, you can see the weekly price action. It's very noisy. It's like in a graveyard, like candles. I mean, and you can also see this impulse lag. I mean, this retracement looks like an impulse lag, and price again failed to make new lower low but created higher low, so this low is higher than this one. Okay, and now price is at the retest. Okay, right here at the retest, and we'll see what the price will do. Okay, we'll see we really we really don't know, but if you're interested, if the price will continue to the downside, you might get into a short positions. All right, to these lows, right? So CAD yen pretty much the same. The only difference is that CAD yen hit this support. Okay, so this might be a more potential pair for buying. All right, for buying. So you can also see again impulse lag, retracement, impulse lag, and now price failed to create lower low and creates higher high. Okay, so there's a transition. This is a transitioning phase. All right. So if we'll get some bullish price action, you can get into a bullish setups right here. Okay, actually I have orders for that. New Zealand yen. Okay, it looks like this support is going to hold. Okay, it looks like this support is going to hold. We don't know yet. I mean, we don't know yet because daily is still bearish. Okay, the confirmation for the trend change will be break of this trend line to the upside. Okay, and then I'm personally interested into buying. Okay, but still I prefer more trend trades, sort of a bounce trade out of a support. Okay, I'm really more trend trader. Okay, so that's it. And another area which is very interesting is this one. Okay, so resistance. Pound yen, very conflicting situation. You can see here's the resistance, support, but this is impulse lag, so we don't know whether this is impulse lag retracement or this is impulse lag it's doubting situation. So whenever you doubt, Okay, this is probably the best tip of this video. Whenever you doubt what's going on in the market, stay away. If you're able to follow this rule, you will become break-even in the next 3 to 6 months. I guarantee you, right? Because profitable trader needs to know when to stay out of the trade, and actually stay out of the analyzing specific pair, right? It's not when you have to, and yes, of course you need to know that as well, but you also need to know very precisely when you shouldn't trade. This is very, very, very important, right? And if you feel confused, or if the chart is not clear, you can't identify whether this is trend or reversal or bounce or range, just stay away, okay? And have in mind that you are not supposed to identify each pattern, each formation, like triangle, divergence, blah blah blah, all right? You don't have to. Okay, I was struggling with that a lot because I wanted to I was struggling, and I believe a lot of traders struggle as well with that, feeling, the feeling of unknown. Okay, so if we don't know what is going on in the market, we feel like we are bad. We don't know what to do. We're bad in price action, in technical analysis, but it's not true, right? Because price is not always logical. It's not always following the rules. It's everything. Most often it's everything but following the rules. Okay, so don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself if you don't know what to do at particular pair, right? If you don't know what to do for all the pairs, I mean, you just feel confused, then reach me. I'll really do my best to help you. But if you know what you're doing, if you just don't know what to analyze for some pairs, then don't bother yourself. Just close that pair, right? And I found out, well, I mean, after many talks and many conversations with traders, they're trying to analyze the hardest pairs at the present time, all right? They're trying to do the analysis for the hardest pairs, for the badass looking charts, and they're struggling and blaming themselves while having 3 or 4 pairs on their watch list, and they're not satisfied with that. I mean, it's just insane. Okay, so don't judge yourself if you don't know what to do for all the pairs, right? So here's sort of a supportive trend line, and here's also some of the structures, sort of a horizontal structure, and this is the reason why we don't know what to do. Okay, it's really strange pair to look for. You can see this trend line was very well respected, and it's really hard to say. Okay, the line the area I'm interested in is this resistance. Okay, you can see that our trading style is very simplified and is designed to reduce the stress as much as possible. Okay, Pound Aussie. Pound Aussie is actually still in, you can see, very nice bullish weekly trend, and price is now sort of a hitting swing high. Okay, and on a daily time frame we are getting sort of a bearish price action. And if we identify the structures, it's very simple for this one. So here was a resistance, broken, acts as support. Okay, so you can see how much easier it is for Pound Aussie, excuse me. And here we also have supportive trend line, so this might be a relevant area to buy. Okay, if you're a scalper, if you're a day trader, if you're a swing trader, okay, this area is might be good for buying. Okay, so that's it. Pound Swiss, we have a few more to go, guys. Stick with me. Okay, Pound Swiss. Okay, Pound Swiss is interesting because price hit the resistance. You can see here's a resistance, and price hit that resistance. All right. Okay, changing colors for this rectangle is really challenging. And right now we are getting sort of a bearish price action, exhaustion movement, most likely divergence as well. And this is a potential area to sell, guys. Okay, right here on the lower time frames or even higher. However, it's really up to you guys how you trade on the lower time frames. But if you need support, if you need guidance, if you would like to know how exactly we trade in these areas, reach me, okay, or check the link below about your combo strategy. Okay, that's it about pound Swiss. Alright, and on a weekly time frame, it's really I mean, it's really hard to say. These swings are not clear. I mean, this support might be interesting, but we're very far away from that. Also have in mind that EMA 200 is here on a weekly time frame. We might get spiked through that and then reversal, right? But overall, these three bullish candles are very strong, so there's still some momentum, right? So be careful. Pound Swiss, again, bullish trend, actually very strong bullish trend. Price is not respecting any EMA, just bullish, bullish, bullish. But right now we've got sort of a 2 weeks, first week of consolidation. Then the last week was pretty bearish, so there might be some major correction in front of us to this resistance. Okay, better seen on a daily time frame. Probably. Okay. This is sort of a resistance supply and demand zone. It's not the very best one, but still we might get that in combination with this trend line. Okay, in combination with this trend line, we might get sort of a bullish price action in this area. Okay, so let's mark this with green. Okay. And for buying right now, it's a little bit too high. Weekly time frame is too high. That means we're not buying high and selling low. Okay, we don't do that. We buy low and sell high. Okay, so buying so high, it's not relevant. It's not safe. Pound New Zealand, sort of still in a bullish trend, but price is having some troubles breaking to the upside. Still, the last 2 weeks were pretty bullish. The last these 2 weeks were bullish, but then again bearish rejection. But look, we might get sort of a, let me see how this trend line is relevant. We might get some rejection out of this 36 and structure bouncing to that. If you're interested into getting along this trend line, or this structure might be a good one. Okay. And for selling, I would not sell that at all. Okay. New Zealand CAD, actually daily trend, very good daily trend. One of the trades was triggered right here in the early January, right after the New Year. Very good trade. Probably trade of the year already at the beginning. And right now we can see that price is quite exhausted. I mean, trend is already overextended, and price is printing sort of a bearish price action. You can see this impulse lag. I mean, this retracement is becoming much stronger than impulse lag. So we're in a transitioning phase, all right? Transitioning phase between bullish trend and bearish trend. But still, that doesn't mean we can get some bullish price action movement. So just wait for some bullish price actions right here. And I mean, bouncing out of this 36 area, and you can see here's the structure. It's a good area to buy in this box. Okay, if you're interested, it's a good area to buy if you'll get bullish price action on the daily time frame. Okay. And for selling, I would wait for break of this support. Okay, break for that support and then enter with a breakout entry with harmonics, with double tops or Fibonacci's or ABC patterns or whatever you want. Or I'm just telling you the main key structures, okay, of bounces or breaks. Okay. New Zealand CAD on a daily time frame touched the 200 and support, so we're actually sort of in a range. And we'll see, we personally at Forex Swing Traders in a forum, we're waiting for break to the downside or to the upside. We're not interested into scalping in between, okay? We trade weekly, daily time frame and 4-hourly time frame mainly, right? So if you're interested into buying this aggressively, this is the area, okay, this support when the price will reach it. And if you're interested into selling it when price will reach this trend line, once again you can sell, but be aware, because the common thing for wedges is the, I mean, they become the closer, the thinner they become, the higher likelihood is that they will the price will break them, right? The price will break them. So that's it, and let's move on the last pair, which is New Zealand Swiss. Let's start on a weekly time frame, and New Zealand Swiss is the best example of what is noisy chart on a weekly time frame. Okay, I would understand if this is 15-minute or 1 hour time frame, but this is weekly time frame, which is very noisy, and the only thing I can spot is this support, okay, and this resistance. That's it. That's it, okay. On a daily time frame it looks even worse, okay, even worse. Okay guys, so that's it. We went through all the pairs. Again, if you have any questions, if you are interested how to enter in these areas more specifically, there's a link below about 3-combo strategy course. And also, if you have any questions about specific pair, let me know through the email. Just write me, look, Marian, I'm interested into, let's say, Bitcoin, I'm interested into Apple, Facebook. Let me know, what do you think? I'll do analysis for you. No problem for that. Okay, I'm really looking forward to chat with you guys. Okay, so that's it guys. I hope you enjoyed. I know that this video was quite long, but I believe it was valuable to give you a little bit point of view, where to buy, where to sell, why to buy, why not to buy. Okay, so for example, we don't buy high and sell low. Okay, so that's it guys. Again, happy Easter, and I hope that you had a nice time with your families, and reach me. Look, take care, bye.